Hello, Bailey. How are we doing today? Yeah, that's real. Right before the holidays, it gets really busy and people trying to get stuff done, racing the clock. So I hear you on that. I hear you on that. I've had a lot of people have Friendsgivings and all that jazz. So I hear you. It's nice to see you again. Last week's lesson was really good. We kind of got a gauge of what we're wanting to do. We selected repertoire. We got a lot done in that 40-minute lesson. Today, I'm going to try to keep today short and let you go a little early just because it is the holidays. So I want to cut down what we did last lesson. So I want to do probably around a 25-minute lesson. Okay. Okay, so that's still a little more than half, but not quite 40 minutes. I looked at our time and I was like, dang, we really went for it, didn't we? All righty. So, yeah, I mean, we got a lot of stuff done, which was great. All right, so we're going to start off with just some stretches. And as we stretch, go on ahead and hum. Stretch up to the sky, make it to where, like I said, the last lesson, take your hands, starfish them, and then pretend that there is a thread tied around your middle fingers and just reach for the ceiling and stretch out. Ooh. And then as you're stretching, move your jaw and chew a note. Chew it like you're eating it. And then stretch to the side. Other side. Okay, and we're gonna do some head rolls. And when we roll our head, we're gonna do some sirens. We're gonna go. Now you go. Yes. Perfect. Getting in that good placement, getting our body all loosey. It's important when we sing to feel the most relaxed we possibly can. Okay. So if there is any tension, I see your shoulders kind of like up a bit. You don't have to force them down. You don't have to do that either. That was funny. Um, just kind of like, I mean, the way I think about it, the way that I get my students to really help themselves loosen is that there's a thread that is holding the crown of your head to the ceiling, and the rest of you is just dangling. Oh, that's kind of a bad vision. That's kind of a bad imagery. Mm. I should use a different one. That sounds kind of not. Yeah, that's a little dark. But it helps me when I sing because it kind of just like I just dangle. My arms are next to my side, completely limp. My feet are shoulders width apart. Okay. And then another way to test, see, I tend to have this issue, which a lot of singers do, is when they sing, they bring their chin down like this. That's so bad. It cuts off and it squeezes what's going on in there. So it sounds like it just pinches it. And we want all of that air to just it should feel like talking. Singing should be easy. It shouldn't feel like you're manipulating anything or making anything happen. It should just be a dangle city back there. So just keep yourself nice and loose and keep that thread attached to the ceiling and just hang from it. Just dangle from that little tiny thread. Um, and are we also sitting today? Okay, so make sure you have your sitting posture. I know you were in band, so make sure you are on the edge of your seat. Your feet are placed firmly on the ground, shoulders width apart still, so that we're still stable. And then your hands can rest either on your lap. Um, Raise the roof. They can sit on your lap, or you can sit them like on the chair beside you. Okay. And if you have any questions or anything, you can write them down and I'll answer them at the end. Unless I'm like, so what do we think so far? And I ask any questions. So let's go on ahead. Um, Wait, first off, how do you feel about the song we selected? Do you like it so far? Would you like to change it? Like, you like it? Okay, good. I always want, because it can sound good initially. You can really like it initially. And then once you start learning it, you're like, ooh, this is not what I really thought it was. So I especially want to do that with musical theater because we always have like a preconceived idea of what it's supposed to sound like when it's musical theater or, um, what's, I'm going blank. What's the word? Modern, I guess. Gosh, it's not modern. I can't remember what it's called. Not secular. Oh my gosh, what is it? Modern day music. Contemporary. That's what I'm going for. So when we take contemporary music, like Sarah Bareilles, John Mayer, and then we have like all these preconceived ideas of what the song's supposed to sound in our head, it can make it really difficult to look at the music and see it black and white, and to see it as the pitches on the page rather than that piece of it, that version of it we heard Cynthia Erivo sing. You know what I mean? And so we got to be careful when we approach songs that are super well known because so many people sing it so differently. So we're going to go over that today. I'm going to help you with pitches and rhythms, which I know you know how to read music because you played a flute. So obviously you know how to read music. But we will like bang out those parts after we kind of get you a little bit more warmed up and ready for singing. Okay. All right, awesome. So let's do some motor boating. Do you know what motor boating is? It's okay if you don't.
No, I have no idea.
Okay, so motor boating is essentially where we do raspberries, and this is supposed to help loosen everything up in here and make the air flow. And it's also like when you motorboat, the reason some people are unable to do it is because they don't have enough air flowing. They don't have enough air flowing, so the trail stops. So I'll demonstrate. Okay, see how the end? See how the end it went? It's because I ran out of air. So when you do this, you need to make sure you don't go. You need to breathe in through a hole in your chest. Imagine a hole in your chest when you breathe in, and air is coming through that hole. And that by imagining this like hole in our chest that we're breathing through, it'll make it so much easier to get a chest full and hold it and to keep a chest full of air. Okay, so let's go on ahead and practice breathing with the hole in our chest. Put your hole up. No, up here. It's like it's right here. Yeah. Yeah. Right in your chest. Right in your chest. Yes. And imagine it's completely empty. Like it is a hole right through you. You're like it's a cookie cutout, all right? And whenever you inhale, you're gonna inhale through this hole. And just imagine what that would feel like to inhale through that hole. Let's do it. Yeah. So do you feel the way your ribs are expanding as opposed to this, right? It's supposed to make your belly feel like it's like woo. Here, I wonder if you can see me when I do it. I'm gonna stand from the side. Watch my stomach as I breathe in through here. Did you see it? It expands this way, and that's what we want. So keep that hole in your chest while you do your trills, and that'll help the airflow. And while you're doing your trills, imagine that you're a tiny, tiny little mosquito, and you've got this tiny little mosquito sucker, right? It's like a really like, ooh, did you see my lights flicker? That was funny. Anyways, sorry. I was like, but imagine you got this, you're just a tiny mosquito. So when you do it, don't make your trail super, like a horse. We want to, and so we're going to sing a pitch, and you're just going to keep it buzzing. Okay? So let me play you a pitch. Okay? Breathe in and trill. Amazing! You're doing really good. Okay, let's take it up a little bit more just so I can hear that the phonation. Go on ahead and sing that for me. Just so I know you got it. Okay. And now we're gonna lip trill on that. Do an inhale through the hole. Stay. Yeah, just we're gonna work on it. You just need to learn to get a little bit more air in there. I can hear you kind of pressing it and kind of like forcing your lips to move, which is fine. This is a new technique for you. Okay, this is completely fine. But lip trilling is so good for you. When I first started my journey in private voice lessons in college, I couldn't do it at all. I simply couldn't do it because I wasn't properly, I didn't know how to properly breathe. And it wasn't until my vocal coach taught me how to breathe that I was finally able to be like, oh, you can really, and the way that I really get it going is, here's a visual. I take these parts and I pinch them. You don't want it to be, you don't want it to be a huge, you want to slightly do this with your lips. You want to push them in a little more. And exactly, just like you would a flute. Just like you would a flute.
That's called embouchure.
Embouchure. See, you're teaching me things. But so yeah, I tap into that. Tap into that. Those context clues and be like, oh, I can use these already learned skills to like get me to where I need vocally. So let's try that. Let's use your embouchure, and we're gonna do it again. You don't have to do it really tight though. Keep it pretty loose. Okay, and then let her rip on the. Okay, ready? Hold. You're calculating. It's okay. It's okay. Just okay. So first, let's do some like sighing, and let your lips stay limp. Okay, so keep them pretty close together while you sigh. Very vocal. Okay, yes. And so that way your lips feel when you do that, you want to keep them loose. Even though you're still using that technique of like pulling the corners of your mouth in, I wouldn't go to the full extent of saying it's an embouchure because that obviously gave you some issues thinking that way. So we're going to scratch that and just instead just keep, it's like you're like this. Can you do a little smile like this?
Yes.
Do it. You're like, it's silly, I know. It's silly. Well, if you can't do it, then why'd you say yes? Some people's face just don't move like that, and that's okay. That's why I wanted to see if you could replicate, because based on how your body and how how things function for you, we need to manipulate the lesson based on that. You know what I mean? So, um, I would say just make your 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 lip trill smaller. Now think in your brain, okay, what can I do to turn to, you hear the difference? I heard a, which isn't bad. That's great. But your lips need to be a little bit more taut so that you get this mosquito-y sound, the. And so we'll learn that over time. And the way you know you're doing it correctly is when you're done, your nose will itch. And there are people all around the world who are like, oh, every time I talk, my nose itch. It's because those people typically talk with all of their voice and their sound focused to the front of their face. And they naturally have a really great resonance established. So this mosquito trill thing is to help you with your resonance. It's to help you bring all the sound that you swallow back here to the front, which is perfect for the style we're singing. Musical theater is all it's all in the nose and it's all in the teeth. So I just wanted to get you in that placement. Yeah, exactly. And that'll take a little bit of time just because, we're learning. So, easy does it. With time, we will get there. But great job. You've got like a great foundation established for your lip trills. The only thing I would really say is just breath. Remember that hole in your chest. The chest hole is what'll expand your ribs, and it'll get so much air flowing through your lips. It'll just feel easy. Okay. Okay, amazing. So we're gonna move on to some real vocal warm ups. We've done some sirening and some lip trills, which will put you in the right place. to sing. So we're gonna start off with "I Love to Sing." We did this last time going down. This time we're gonna do it going up. Okay. And another thing, I watched back over our lesson, and you were doing it great. Don't get me wrong. You have really good established um, ear training. Like you can hear really well. And I apologize for like the learning curve that is virtual lessons because it is difficult to hear the piano sometimes. It was hard for me to hear you singing and know that you were singing correctly. So that's why I went back and watched. I was like, ooh. So when we did the I heard which isn't bad, but it's not. It wasn't exactly what we were doing, and so because of that, I'm like, okay, maybe we need to do a little bit more octave work. Okay, so we're gonna do a few things to just kind of establish that length between octave to like the octave to octave. So let's start from. Can you just go ahead and sing that for me? Okay. We're gonna start. We're gonna start from there. Sorry, it skipped. Hold on. It's like really buffering. Hold on. Yeah, it's just the connection. Just listen to it once through, and then replicate it for me. Okay. Oh, wrong. Sorry. I love to sing. Ready? Yes. Give me one more of those. Ready? I'm gonna play with you. Sorry, I didn't say that before. I'm gonna play with you as best as I can. You follow along, okay? All right. And nice. Let's move her up a little bit. Okay, do that for me one more time. And we're gonna keep going, okay? Sorry. You're getting it? Yes. You're hitting that octave very nicely. No, it's okay. It's okay. Just keep going. Be confidently wrong. Um, okay, so what are we feeling? Okay, so let's pause real quick. What are we feeling unstable about? Okay, so you need to stop thinking about how high it is. That's it. You need to tell yourself that's easy. Trick yourself. Be like, I've sang that pitch before. You can hit this. You've hit that easily. You just need. I know it seems like a big jump. That's what's getting you. You need to just send it. Just send it. And don't be afraid of getting it wrong because this is the most comfortable and easiest place you could be getting stuff wrong. I am not going to know what to fix if I don't know what's wrong. So I need you to, if you feel like you're messing up, mess up big and loud, okay? Mess ups are highly encouraged because that's how we figure out what we need to work on, right? All right. So let's move it back down to here. Um, okay. So that is the do. So let's just do an octave. We're gonna go do, do. Great. Let's move it down a little bit, just make it a bit more comfortable for you. Nice. Let's move it up. Perfect. No. Do. Perfect. Okay, do it for me. Perfect. Okay, so that's mainly what I really wanted to do for voice because I do think you have a great tone and timbre already established. There's just like a few things, a few hearing things that we will continue to work on with each other. All right, so let's talk about your song. How are you feeling about it? Like, do you feel like it's in a good range? You feel, comfortable singing it? Um, yeah, yeah. I mean, it doesn't go above a middle C. No, not a middle C, a C5. Sorry. Yeah, it's I. That's why I thought this will be this will be a piece that you can comfortably sing. That maybe one day if you ever pick up piano, you could easily play the chords. I mean, it's like I think it's I mean it's just bump 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 bump. I mean it's you know. And when we have our in-person lesson this week, I'll be able to accompany you. So that'll be great. Really looking forward to that. I feel like it's so much easier to do a voice lesson in person. This is just what we have no other choice, I fear. So this is what we're working with, and I feel like we're making some good progress despite the odds. Alrighty. So what I'm thinking we need to do you have your sheet music with you? Okay, that's all right. Okay, so goal by tomorrow's lesson. Yeah, okay. So goal by tomorrow's lesson would to be find some way to print that out just so you can okay, cool. Just so you could well you don't have to do it right now, just as long as you have it by tomorrow's lesson or the next lesson, that's all that matters. But I'd hate to like go through this and teach you this and it not stick because you're not able to look at the sheet music, you know what I mean? So we're gonna go over some certain sections that I feel may give you a little bit of trouble just because it doesn't necessarily sound like the original version of the song or like the Cynthia Erivo version or the pop version that everybody sings. So some of these things you may need to write down just so you can remember where we were. So what I would recommend we would start on is Blossom of Snow, which is at the end of the second page. Just because that rhythm can, if you look at it and you're like, wait, why are there two rests between that? It sounds like it should be Blossom of Snow. It looks like that on the sheet music. There are two rests. Did you notice that there's two rests between those two pitches? So I want to mark that out. I'm going to annotate this. Yeah, I'm going to annotate this and send you the correct version just because it's irritating to me that there's two rests in the middle of that phrase. Like, it's a full word. Why are we stopping a word? You know what I mean? So I'm going to turn it into is it a dotted eighth? Yeah, I'm going to turn it into a dotted eighth and then just disregard those rests, okay? It's Blossom of Snow, may you. I think that's the right. Oh, perfect pitch. I'm kidding. Okay, I just have I've played the song and have sang it quite a many times. And Sound of Music is one of my favorite musicals. So we're gonna start from there. Can you hit that C for me? Amazing. All right, so I'm gonna play it through, and you can just follow along. It doesn't have to sound perfect. This is for you, okay? Okay. So this would be technically the page is 74. Um, second to last system.
Okay.
Okay. Um, okay, we're just gonna start there. I'm gonna give you a tempo. It's gonna be. Okay, it's in. Wait, it's in 3. Yes, it's in 3/4. So it's gonna be. So. Well, I should probably play it right. Are we singing along? It's okay. It's okay if you're not. Let's start from blossom of snow, and you just follow along and jump in where you can. This is so you can establish this internal melody. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So just really make sure you listen, follow along. It's okay if you mess up. I'm not even gonna listen. I'm just gonna make sure I play this through for you. Okay. Okay, sick. And I like starting at the back of the piece because I prefer you to have the back more solidified than the front, if that makes sense. So that you can end strongly instead of start strongly, if that's the thing. Alrighty, so we're gonna do blossom of, and I'm gonna keep it pretty stiff. Hopefully, I'm not the best at piano, but I'm gonna keep a pretty steady tempo if I can help it. All right.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Bless my Lovely. How do you feel about that?
Pretty good.
Good. Oh, so glad to hear. Okay. So that's all we're really gonna go over today because I've accidentally hold you almost to 30 minutes instead of the 25. So I want to make sure that I stay true to my word, because that's the kind of educator I would like to be. I honestly, I'm thinking I may just record myself playing the chords to this. I may give you a count off and then start playing, and I'll send that to you to practice with.
Absolutely.
Okay, amazing. All right.
That'd be great for me.
Okay, because it's hard to find a version of the accompaniment online that's not special. You know what I mean?
It's not like altered.
Yeah, that doesn't have extra stuff or motifs or an extra verse. Some of them have extra verses. We're just doing the first verse. So I'll find time, preferably before the break, to get that going so that when you're traveling for the holidays, you can keep that going in your headphones and kind of just familiarize yourself with it. Do you have any questions for me? Okay. Well, you can always reach out and send me an email or whatever you need to do. If I will try my best to get that accompaniment to you by tomorrow evening.
Okay, that's perfectly fine.
Okay, slay. I love. Okay. Well, great job today. You killed it. You're making great progress. I liked this that octave exercise we did. We'll be bringing that back just because I feel it's so important to know the distance between octaves and to internalize, oh, that's not that big of a jump. Initially when I started out music school, I was like, an octave jump, that is, but then once you hear it down here, I mean, you can already hear it up there. Like you can already hear it anywhere you go. Yeah, so that was wrong. But, yeah, you get the idea. You get it. It's a thought, yeah. All right. Well, Bailey, I enjoyed singing with you. I enjoyed hearing your lovely voice today. Um, I look forward to our next lesson, which is soon. And then I really hope you have a great Thanksgiving break as well.
Yeah, me too. I'm so excited.
Me too, girl. Me too. I've been thinking about it since last Thanksgiving.
Yeah, me too.
All right, girl. Well, I'm gonna let you go. You have a good day. And if you have any questions or concerns or anything that we didn't touch on that you have any questions about, just send me an email and I'll respond as promptly as I can.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
Yay. Okay.